Hello everyone. Welcome back to Pantsless Tables. Welcome back to Tales from the Loop. We are running through the campaign Four Seasons of Mad Science, and we are halfway through and on to our third mystery of four. As always, I am your GM Boyd, and I'll be running the loop today. And as you might have noticed, we have some new faces here um, in the campaign. So what I'll do is I'll shut up and I'll let them introduce themselves. Please, everyone, please go ahead and introduce yourselves. Then we can begin.
Hi, my name is Amber. I use she, her pronoun. Excuse me. No, I use she, they pronouns. What am I talking about? I use she, they pronouns. I am a streamer here on Twitch. You can find me as Analog Amber. I've been playing TTRPGs for about 15 years. Tales of the Loop is one of the games I'm newer to, so I'm excited to explore the universe with these pretty rad people at the table here.
Awesome. Chanel.
Hi, my name is Chanel Lees. I use she, her pronouns. I'm pretty new to TTRPG. This is the second game I've ever played and the second actual play I've ever played because I've only ever played on an actual play because that's wild and I do wild things. You can find me pretty much anywhere. Username Chanel Lees. I'm on Twitch sometimes. It's been a while. But I'm trying to get into making more things. So keep your thumb on the pulse of my stuff, I guess, if you want to hear more from me. Am I supposed to say who I'm playing, or is that for later?
I think we can save that for later.
Okay, good.
My turn, Sonati, please go ahead.
Hi, I'm Spinade. My pronouns are she, her. I'm for now mostly just.
Okay, sorry. My thing went weird.
Sorry. I'm playing Mary Lee today. That's about it.
Sonade, are you talking? Because your little thing's lighting up for me, but I can't hear you.
You can't hear me?
Oh, I can now. Sorry. It was I was getting confused because it was lighting up, but I didn't hear any noise.
Wait, was I audible?
I could hear you.
Oh,
yeah, I heard you too.
Yeah.
No, you're good now. Don't worry.
You're good. Yeah. Milo, can you go ahead and introduce yourselves? Milo, can you hear us? That's weird. Can everyone hear me?
Yes.
Or is it?
Yes.
Okay. So I think it's Milo. Oh God.
Hello, come back.
Oh.
Milo. Don't go into the light.
Oh no, not the light.
That
Yes,
is
yeah.
beautiful and wonderful.
All right. Sorry about that technical issue, but yes, I think we'll begin without further delay. So a bit of a longer recap this time because we're halfway through the campaign and we have some new people. So I just want to get them on board with everything that has happened previously. So previously on Four Seasons of Mad Science, over the last 8 or 9 months, our characters have witnessed some bizarre happenings in their hometown of Boulder City, Nevada. Experiments gone wrong, left unfinished, lethal experiments connected to one person pulling the strings from behind the scene. During the summer break, there were birds, seagulls, pigeons, and others of the kind, gaining a degree of intelligence, allowing them to coordinate and work together in a very militaristic fashion. Um, in a conflict, henceforth called the Bird War II, they had become aggressive to a degree where they could start hurting the local population. But the kids put a stop to it by destroying the machine that was creating all this havoc, and stopping the man responsible for these experiments, who claimed that he had done this to gain attention from a scientist he was madly in love with. During the mystery, they met Stacy Johnson, a runaway teenager from Las Vegas, and the niece of Donald Dixon, the man responsible for the killer birds, quote unquote, who helped them solve the mystery. She decided to stay in Boulder City and work for Cooper's family farm with her dog named Ham. After some peaceful months full of boring sunny days and eventually boring school days, on one fine autumn day, though, the kids realized that the adults around them were acting weird and had started disappearing. Following the trail of the mystery and some expert deduction from Rubin, they found out that the adults were being mind controlled and attracted to a strange machine in the woods, which made them incredibly aggressive, much like the birds from the previous mystery, arousing their most primitive instincts and hierarchical thinking. After getting some help from Mary Lee's robot friend, Isaac, who mentioned his master, quote unquote, was the one behind all of this, but he couldn't reveal the name, unfortunately. They were able to stop the machine's influence before it could hurt any more people. The adults seem to have no memory of this ever happening, though, to the point where they had very convenient excuses for the injuries they had sustained on that day, as if their minds and memories had been altered. Clearly the work of the machine that was placed in the woods. The kids saved the day again, but no one listened, and the incident went under the radar. It's been a few months since then. School, as always, has been a pain in the ass, but unfortunately, winter break is here to give our kids some relief from all the complications of school life. Even in the dead of winter, though, it never really gets all that cold in Boulder City. It's Nevada, so it's pretty warm back here. It snows sometimes, but it rarely sticks around for long. It just leaves a light dusting on the rocks and cacti before a chilly midday sun melts it all away. The kids might have to wear pants and a jacket, maybe even a hat and gloves sometimes, but that's the most of it. It rains just a little during the season, and that means sometimes you can catch the desert in one of its rare but beautiful blooms. On top of that, the holidays mean trips to Las Vegas to see even more lights on display than usual, and to shop for Christmas gifts too. Unfortunately, the problem has shown up in our kids' lives right about this time, but perhaps this is another exciting mystery to be solved. Before we get to that, though, some local morning news plays on a CRT TV. The TV anchor says, it has been 2 days since the disappearance of Nicholas Evans, a retired scientist and a professional cyclist, went missing near his usual trail near Boulder Beach. The police department has been hard at work trying to locate Nicholas, but according to the police chief, the search has been slow due to a lack of manpower. Many suspect an attack from a coyote or some other large animal. One of our viewers is on call with us to report something that might help with the investigation. There's a brief pause, and then he comes back up. Hello, Dorothy. You're on. Hello, Michael. Thanks for having me on the show again. I hope everyone is doing well. The disappearance of the cyclist is very concerning, because I've noticed some big animals, maybe bears, lurking around in the forest outside my cabin. Hold on there, Dorothy. Are you saying that there are bear sightings in Boulder City? There have been no reports of missing animals from the local zoo or even around Las Vegas. I don't know anything about that, but I just know that I've seen some big animals shifting around in the trees. You see, my dogs, they keep barking at them to shoo them away. And, I can't chase them away myself because of the state I'm in. So my dogs have been a huge hit. And the call cuts off. And the anchor resumes, there seems to be some disturbance on on the line, Dorothy. Can you hear us? Uh, yes. Can you... Me? Dorothy? Oh no, the dogs are... And then a static. Well, it seems Dorothy hasn't paid her telephone bills, huh? Well, we love you, Dorothy. Thank you for the information and stay safe out there. The anchor then pivots to other news stories as the TV sounds fade away. This doesn't matter much to the kids right now, though, because they have another urgent mystery to solve. Stacy's dog, who was previously mentioned as Ham, has went missing while she was on a hiking trail on Boulder Beach yesterday. According to her, Ham heard something from the woods and started barking, immediately bolted towards it. Trying to follow him deeper into the woods, she heard a scary roar coming from the same direction. Scared, naturally, she ran away. She had hoped that Ham would return to her as he always does, but he hasn't. So she has called for your help to search for him. All of you have decided to meet at your hideout to discuss the plan. It's been raining the entire morning and afternoon, making it rather difficult for you to get to the hideout, but the rain stops at around 4 p.m. and you rush to meet with your friends. Some of you have also asked for help in search from some of your other friends who you've met recently. But before we meet them, let us catch up with the old gang. How has life been for the kids ever since autumn? So Nadia, what about Mary Lee? How's she doing?
I think Mary Lee is fine. She's excited for the Christmas. She thinks that her dad is mostly gonna come get her gifts. Her mom is gonna finally have time. It is it is December, right?
Yes, it's 14th of December. Yeah, so you're already on winter break.
Yeah. So basically, she's excited to that her dad might come by, get her gifts, and her mom will finally have a little bit of time off for the holidays, and she could probably have some good family time this time.
Interesting. Cooper, what is he up to? I'm assuming Milo's here.
Cooper is So are we at the hideout yet, or are we like on our way to the hideout?
No, we're just catching up with what your characters have been up to since autumn, and then we'll begin the scene at the hideout. Hello, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you guys. It's just it keeps getting really choppy.
So what we're doing right now is we're just catching up with what your characters have been up to ever since autumn, the previous mystery.
Do you mind speaking, Lloyd? If you are speaking.
Oh, I am. Can you not hear me properly?
I can hear you. It just keeps cutting out.
Is the issue same for everyone, or is it just Milo?
I think it's just
I think there might be some like network issues at Milo's end then.
Yeah, just go around to everyone else and circle back to me. I'll see if I can.
Sure. Did we lose Chanel as well? I think Chanel is back. Okay. So let's wait for Milo to figure out the network issues. Let's go back, or rather, let's go to Audrey. Please go ahead and introduce your character. What archetype you playing, and describe what she looks like, what her vibe is, and what has she been up to? How is her home life? What is the home situation? Yeah, please go ahead.
Audrey is 13 years old. She has a large fluff of blonde hair on her head, and bangs that always get in her eyes, so she wears a little bow clip to keep them out. She has round red glasses, and red is her favorite color, so of course the coordinating bow glasses, usually a sweater, keeps her looking very tidy and neat. Her home life is pretty good. She is an only child, so her parents dote on her a lot. Her parents are together in a very decent marriage, so she has a very consistent um, uh, life, thankfully. And Audrey is aware that this is something that is a bit of a privilege for her to have. She is a bookworm and is very smart, often called the smartest kid in school. She does have a secret struggle, though. She does often have a hard time reading. So when she's trying to read a book or a textbook, the words start to get jumbled on the page, and she's finding that the letters are sort of flopping back and forth. And we would know this in 2025. um, in 2025 terms, we would know that Audrey has dyslexia. She does keep that mostly to herself because she has these expectations that she is very smart. And the only person she really confides in her troubles with is the school librarian. She is a girl that keeps mostly to herself, not out of want necessarily, but out of not being sure how to socialize with the other kids as well. But she has found a little companion in Ruben, who also spends a lot of time in the library, and was really tickled when the other kids asked her to come along for some adventures.
Awesome. Jet. Chanel, sorry. Who are you playing? What archetype? Uh, what is their archetype, and what are their vibes? Please go ahead. Yes.
Yes.
I think she's having.
Ro- the robots have gotten Chanel.
Yes. Mhm. Milo, are you back? Okay. I think we've also lost Milo as well, uh, and Chanel. Mhm. Yes, sorry for that. Fixing some technical difficulties, and I think we've lost two of our players. So we're going to take a small break and be back after fixing up whatever the issue is. Yeah, we'll be back. Okay. We are live again. Did we lose someone again already? Maybe not. Okay. Anyway, welcome back. There's been a lot of issues behind the scene. We Milo is AFK for a bit. They say that uh, their machine has put them in like some sort of an update. So fuck Microsoft. Um, but for now, we'll resume with our session. I believe we had already introduced Amber's character and Sunday's character. So, Chanel, please go ahead and introduce your character.
Okay. Do you want to confirm everybody can hear me from the appropriate tube of sound in the internet? Is Stream hearing me? Because from my perspective, my iPad is freezing. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Good. Okay, so I am playing Georgette Martin. Everybody calls her Jet because she is fast on the ice. I was going to say something cooler than that, but I didn't want to say Jet 3 times in a row in case something bad happens. She is a star hockey player. She's a goalie on her team. She's 12 years old. She's a jock. She's about 5'7", very much tall for her age. She's got medium dark brown skin and thick, I wouldn't say curly. Maybe when she gets older, she'll figure out how to make it curly. But right now, she's got a thick mass of just 80s poof that she pulls back into a great big ponytail with a big scrunchie. And it always has a little like halo of like errant curls around her forehead. And she's one of those kids that likes to have, she wears her dad's oversized button downs, like a flannel button down over like a band t-shirt or something like that. She wears a lot of clothes that should be kind of oversized, but is nearing fitting her because she is hitting a growth spurt faster than she can find baggy clothes to hide herself in. And
Oh, sorry. Did we lose you again, or is that it? Yeah, same. I lost Chanel as well.
hey, can you hear me?
Yes.
You're back.
My iPad is pooping its pants. My iPad is free. What did I cut off on? And am I heard on stream? Oh, I have a plan C. It's fine. Pardon me. Phenomenal. And then the last part that was heard before, I was so rudely cut off by my iPad failing me in the line of duty.
She has curly hair yet to be determined by herself.
Okay, yes. So she's got this mass of large 80s hair that fortunately really works with the vibes of the era that she really hasn't figured out how to take care of. And I think I did her skin tone, I did her hair. She has dark eyes, kind of like, she's got like a youthful look to her face, even though like she's tall for her age. She's like an early bloomer. She doesn't quite look 12, but she's got the expression of a 12-year-old, except for her eyebrows, which are almost always a little bit lowered, a little bit serious. And she wears her dad's flannel, black and gray flannel, over a band tee. Let's say it's like Metallica or something. And she has a scrunchie in her hair, and she's got a spare one on her wrist for when the one in her hair inevitably gives up the ghost and explodes.
Wow. Awesome. So all of you, it's like already mentioned, it's 4 p.m. It's getting towards the evening. It's been raining on and off from since the morning and the afternoon, and it's been slightly difficult to get out of your house because of all the rain. But the rain has stopped. It's still a bit overcast, but you've decided to go to the hideout regardless. So yeah, all four of you, or rather all three of you, make your way to the hideout where Stacy is waiting for you. And you all of you enter, and the hideout, like you already established, is like this. On Cooper's farm is this sort of shed, which is slightly towards the back end of the farm, towards the western side, and it is not very well. It hasn't been in use for a while. Cooper recently found out that there is a small hatch towards the back end of the shed itself, which sort of leads into a smaller, or rather a large speakeasy in the basement, which was operated during the Prohibition era, but ever since has been abandoned. Yeah, you guys make your way down there, and Stacy sees you all sort of make your way down here, and it's like, oh, thank God you're all here. I'm so worried. Look, I've made all these posters, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go around town and put all these posters up. Like I said, like I've already mentioned, I've already told Cooper that that Ham went missing somewhere around Boulder Beach, and should probably start there. I'd really wish I could go with you, but I don't know. I'm getting this really bad feeling, I think I should distract myself with something to do rather than just be very anxiety filled with stress. So I'm just gonna put these posters around. Cooper's parents also offered a reward of $25 to whoever finds the thing. So I've put that on the poster. So if you guys find it, hopefully we can just it's fine. The money issue is fine. That's not the problem. I need to find we need to find Han. I see some new people here. I'm so thankful for you to come here and join the search. I just wish we had met under better circumstances. I'm Stacy, by the way.
Hi, I'm Jet.
Sorry, I'm yes. Hi, Jet. I'm sorry. I'm a mess.
Okay.
That's a weird name to have. Audrey says, trying to like lighten the mood a little bit, like, haha, it's weird that your name is I'm a bit of a mess.
I really appreciate it, but thank you so much. I think, well, Cooper said that he will catch up with you in a bit. He has some chores to do before he can leave on the farm. But thank you so much for your help, guys. And I think I'm gonna head out and put out these posters, and hopefully the rain doesn't come back, so that we can get on with the search as soon as possible.
Before you go, when did Ham go missing?
Yesterday towards the afternoon, we were like I said, I was on the trail near Boulder Beach, near the forests, and we heard some sort of shifting in from deeper into the forest, and then Ham just kind of went crazy and started barking at it and just bolted uh, at whatever noise it was making. And then I tried to follow him in there. He was incredibly fast. But then I heard this very loud screeching roar of some kind. Obviously, I didn't want to be mauled by some sort of an animal, so I ran away scared. I don't know. I feel like I failed him. I feel like I'll never see him again.
I bet you will. If we see him, we'll let you know.
Hmm.
I really appreciate it. Thank you. Well, I'm gonna make my way to the town and put up these posters. I hope you guys, like I said, there's like a map of the entire area of the entire area here in the speakeasy. These kids have maybe found one and just put up here on one of the walls. So I was right here when and she sort of points to one of the points in the map, and I was right here when I lost Ham. So maybe you should start there.
I think that's as good a place as any. Maybe with the rain, there'll be some muddy footprints you can find.
Oh, I can only hope and pray at this point.
I think Jet walks up to the map and gets a closer look, trying to see if she can get any context clues about the general area from that from that bird's eye view.
Mm-hmm. So you don't exactly need a role here. I mean, this area is pretty not exactly well traveled, but it is a trail, and some hikers do go through here frequently. Not as many though, but yes, the area is slightly south, or rather west of Boulder Beach. And it sort of goes as you go deeper into the trail, it sort of goes into more of a thick forest towards the hilly area, that is the Red Mountains and the River Mountains, towards more west of where the Boulder Beach is. But yeah.
Okay. So nothing looks out of the ordinary.
No.
That's just what town looks like. All right.
All right, guys. I think I'm going to make my way to the town now. Thank you so much for your help again. I really can't thank you enough.
Stacy,
No worries. Let us know if you see anything.
Can we keep one of your posters in case we run across people? We could show them that Ham is missing.
Oh yes, for sure. And she hands out 4 or 5 posters to you. I've printed a lot of them.
That's a good idea. You can cover a lot of ground with a lot of posters.
Yes. All right. Well, Mary Lee, are you okay?
Yes, I'm good.
Right. Well, thank you so much. I'm gonna head out now.
See you later.
Mhm. And
So
she leaves.
sad.
Mary Lee, how do you know Stacy?
We met at a battlefield.
In the what? In the field?
In a battlefield.
In a
Against,
battlefield.
yes. It was the
Is that like
war.
a game?
Oh yes, the bird war.
Yes.
Yeah, that was quite a phenomenon, really. Were you guys were the ones that figured everything out, right?
Yes. We found out who was causing all the burns to go insane, and we put a stop to it. I made sure of it.
That's
Is that something that's common knowledge to everybody, or is there a chance that some people may think that that's just like a overblown myth?
I would say 95% of the people think that it's an overblown myth, especially we
Okay.
adults. Only the kids, maybe, and even among the kids, maybe just the most imaginative ones are like, oh yeah, that stuff happened.
Okay, I think maybe Jet doesn't believe it's real.
And I think Audrey is willing to believe anything that will make her a friend.
Oh.
So she's like, yeah, that's really cool that you guys figured that out all by yourselves. What can you run me through? How did you all figure it out?
We made a really good friend with one of the birds in the war, and he led us to the hideout where I forgot the doctor's name.
The scientist's name was Donald Dixon.
Yeah, where we found Donald Dixon trying to do something very irrational to the birds just for some girl that he was missing.
For a girl?
Yes.
Oh, that's quite an extraordinary feat to go through for someone at all.
Yes. So and they were terrorizing the birds. They didn't know what to do. They were incapable of controlling themselves.
Well, I'm glad that you all were there to help, because you never know what's going to happen with animals that go off the track.
Yeah. That's never a good thing.
I wish I
Jet's
would have
not
had a
sure
chance.
how to. Jet's just has she's got her arms folded and she's frowning and she doesn't really know what to do because everybody around her seems to be losing their minds.
That would have been fascinating to study those birds. This is a pretty cool hideout. How did you all find this place?
Well, I found out about it. I randomly stumbled into it, and I think Cooper. I showed it to Cooper, and then we all just started hanging out here because it's a pretty cool place.
It is so cool. It's like a time capsule that maybe some dust and some water leaked into.
And we have some really old stash of booze if you want.
I'm okay, thank you.
Yeah, no, thank you.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I am allergic.
Okay.
She's not
Marily
allergic.
lights up a cigarette
Uh,
and starts smoking.
and she just oh. So, what do you all normally get up to here?
We just, well, explore around the woods, just hang out together, have fun.
Oh, that's really cool. I've never been in the woods before. My parents won't let me go in there. But like I could if I
Really?
wanted to. I could probably just like go.
Mm.
That would be fine. I just have never been.
Right.
Do you want to go explore? Do you want to go
I
search for ham?
oh yeah. That would be. I mean, I bet Stacy would be really. Seems like she is really worried. So if we could help, that would be. I think that would help her put her mind at ease.
Yeah, we should probably get some fresh air and see if we can get started finding this dog. Yeah.
As soon as Jet says fresh air, Merrily just puffs into like probably near like both of your faces, so it's like all smoke all over you guys.
Jet just kind of casually moves her chin, and you can kind of just see that she's annoyed, but she really doesn't want to give you the reaction that she knows you want.
Mm.
Yeah, and Audrey's like trying to like not be rude, so she's like
The
like
fakes,
like
the fake cough.
like she's trying to cough, like she's trying not to be like so she's
Oh,
like
okay, that one.
yeah, I think yeah, I love exploring new places. She does not love exploring new places. I love exploring new places. That would be really great. I would love to go.
Okay,
He's
so
just kind of already going by.
I just put out the cigarette underneath the bar table. I jump onto it, and then I just scream. I just scream into the woods, and then make a run for it outside.
I think you maybe kind of squeeze past Jet as because she's already kind of making her way out, so she probably is once again annoyed because you have the cigarette past there outside.
Before Audrey leaves the hideout, she's gonna make sure the cigarette is all the way put out, so like the hideout doesn't burn down while they're gone. And she's just gonna like sprinkle a little water over it. I'm sure she brought like a little canteen or something. She wasn't sure what she was getting into, so she'll just sprinkle a little water on it. You know, very very Girl Scout of her, and then we'll hustle along behind you all.
Awesome. So you guys get on your bikes and make your way towards Boulder Beach, or rather, one of the hiking trails near the Boulder Beach towards the west. We're gonna cut straight to the beach here, and I mean it's been raining throughout the day, so you don't see many people out here. Maybe an occasional fishing boat or something like that, and an occasional hiker here and there. But nothing too crazy. The day itself, it's like I already mentioned, it's overcast and it's a bit foggy, but nothing too major. You make your way towards that one point where Stacy mentioned that she lost Ham, and just looking around, there doesn't seem to be much going on here apart from like some birds just sort of chirping. There's a light breeze in the air, so you can hear the rustle of the leaves somewhat. And you're slightly, not exactly deep into the forest, but you're slightly, at least on your way towards it. And yeah, what do you do?
Question: how hard is it raining?
It's not raining right now. It's just overcast.
Okay, so I think Audrey has on her raincoat, one that probably is a little bit too young for her. It maybe has like a character on it that isn't quite age appropriate, maybe like a teeny bit younger than she is. But she'll kind of like pull it up and kind of like bury herself in it a little bit, trying to not be seen. She's afraid of being in trouble for being somewhere she said she wasn't going to be.
Mm-hmm. What about the others?
I think Jet is just kind of. I think Jet is purposefully putting herself slightly between. I think she's putting herself between Audrey and Marilee. Not obviously, not even intentionally, but just kind of like automatically she's body blocking just a little bit because she wasn't too happy about how eager Audrey seems to want to be liked in relation to Marilee doing like breaking every rule ever in like 5 minutes.
I think I'm like running, and I probably like turn and start running backwards while looking at them and asking like, do you think we need weapons to go into the woods with coyotes there?
Weapons?
With who? Coyote?
Yeah, aren't there coyotes in those woods? That's why they're scared to go get ham.
Oh, well, she said she heard like a roaring. That wouldn't be a coyote. That would be very strange if it was.
So
Yeah,
we
I don't
should
think
get a
coyotes
gun.
roar. Ooh.
Could I think of what kind of creature would maybe make a noise that that Stacy described?
Hmm. Sure, why not? Go ahead and make a comprehend check.
I got 0 successes.
Unfortunately, you have no idea.
Oh god, yeah, I don't think that sounds like a coyote, and I don't know anything that would maybe make a noise like that. I don't think we need weapons though. I think sometimes when you're in a stressful situation, you maybe over exaggerate what you remember. So maybe Stacy didn't really hear a roar, it just sounded like one.
But there's still dangerous animals in the woods.
I mean, there's potential for danger anywhere that you go. I don't think that weapons will maybe solve it. I think that we
I
can
think we
just
should at least get an axe.
Do you know how to deal with an axe? Do you know what to do with an axe?
Just throw it at their heads, chop their heads off.
okay. Well,
I
Okay, so
thought
that's
that's
a technical
given.
weapon.
I did used to be in the scouts, so if we do have an axe, I can be helpful with that.
Okay, if we get an axe, you hold the axe. No one else holds the axe.
Yeah, she probably
But I
does not.
pitched the idea first. We
Okay.
all get an axe.
Oh well, that's 3 axes. Do we really need that many axes? I mean, there's probably not really anything to be scared of in the woods.
And I do just want to
Okay.
go ahead and verify. We want to go axe v coyote, right?
Well, you don't
Yeah.
even know that there's a coyote in there, and we want to make sure safety first, right? And so maybe, Marilee, have you ever used an axe before?
I think I did make an axe gun or something like that before. I don't remember.
Huh?
Well, okay. Well, maybe we can find one with like a sheath on it, right? And so we don't have any
Do
accidents.
axes have sheaths?
Well, I mean, maybe we could find one, like those little hatchets that have the little the leather part on it. Maybe we can find one of those, and so we don't accidentally hurt ourselves, just the coyotes.
This is why you should be the one holding the axe.
So are we getting the axe first or scouting out the area first?
Well, do you even know where to find an axe?
Can anyone with the highest contact roll a contact check, please?
Might be who has. Let me see.
I have very low contact.
I have
I kind of
5.
built.
I
You
don't
have
know
5? I might
anyone.
also have 5.
Actually, I think I'm going to wait. You have 5.
3.
Actually, 1 second. I'm just going to. Okay, I have 6 on contact. Okay. I'm rolling contact.
Okay, go ahead.
I have 1 success.
One success, perfect. You remember that there is a hunting cabin deep in the woods towards the Red Mountain. It is quite a trek, but you'll be able to find access there.
So I've been through these woods a couple of times, and I've seen a hunting cabin, I guess. I'm pretty sure it looks like a cabin that might have something in it to protect itself. We could go give it a check.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think that would be good. We can go see if we can find that.
That's a start.
Okay, so I think if it's the woods, no cycles, right? We just make a run for it towards the cabin.
Yeah, I guess you find you find a proper place to park your bike to park your bikes, and you start heading into the woods towards the hunting cabin. You make sure to mark your trail so that Cooper, when he gets back, can find you
Yeah.
later on. So you mark something on the trees that you're going through or something like that. But yeah, you make sure to mark your trail so that Cooper can find you later on. But yeah, you walk for a while. It's a long trek towards the hiking. Sorry, the hunting cabin. It's somewhere near the Red Mountain, or rather, it's over the Red Mountain towards the other side. And you don't have to go over it because you're currently in Boulder Beach, so it's more or less a straight line. But it is the woods, so there is like no specific trail to get there, but it is the general direction of where you want to head. And merely you've been maybe you know the location, maybe on one of your adventures with Isaac or something, you've been to this or you've seen the cabin. So as you guys are walking through the woods, you stumble upon a clearing, and you spot a large shadow which sort of swoops by above and heads out over towards the basin, that is towards the beach and into the basin, the Boulder Basin. Flying above you.
What was that?
The hell? Did everybody see that?
That was a big shadow. Could I possibly think of something that might be?
Yeah, go ahead and make comprehension.
That is 2 successes.
Wow. Okay. With 2 successes, with one of those success, you can probably figure out that it was some sort of a bird or a flying creature. With the second success, you're not quite sure what you saw, but you have a very sneaking suspicion in your mind that this flying creature, it shouldn't be here.
I mean, that doesn't seem possible that it would be here, but I mean, everybody else saw that, right?
It was a
That what?
huge bird with very expansive wings and a large beak.
Did she say that out loud? That that wouldn't be here?
I did. Yes, that's it was. It was
Okay.
kind of to myself, but it was like it was more of a like a scientific that shouldn't be here, but and then more
What
out loud
do you
to
mean by that?
everyone. It just doesn't. It's just not the type of creature that would be in this region. Is all. Which is not impossible, but it's just not creatures that size that live in this area. But you all saw the shadow, right?
Yeah, of a plane, right? Of
Oh,
a machine?
No, that was definitely some sort of some sort of animal.
Oh.
Audrey, you're quite sure that the creature is not found in the region, but also the creature is out of time as well.
She starts to kind of mum to herself like, no, there's not really any creatures of prehistoric, still found in the world. They've all evolved into into more modern creatures, and just sort of just like mumbling to herself at this point, trying to go through her little encyclopedia brain and be like, well,
Are you trying to say it's a dinosaur?
oh, and she not realizing that she knows she's been talking to herself out loud, but is not used to the fact that other people are around her, and paying attention. I mean, that would be very silly, right? If it was a dinosaur, so we all know that dinosaurs are extinct, but maybe there's a possibility that this is a creature that nobody has discovered yet. We could be on the brink of scientific discovery.
No, I'm good. I'm so good on that.
You're saying we can go see a real life dinosaur right here, right now?
And she sort of like looks at Jed, and she looks at Mary Lee, and she's like, yes, like she doesn't necessarily believe that that's true, but Mary Lee seems very excited at this
Do you think we
prospect.
can track it? We can follow
I mean,
it to its nest?
it's very large, and we saw the direction it's flying, so I don't see why we couldn't just go that way and see where maybe it's gonna take us.
Yes, let's go behind it.
Jed is taking like a step backwards without really realizing it, like a step away from the direction that the beast has gone in. As soon as she heard track, she took a step back.
Okay, well, it took off that way, so I think that's probably the best. That's probably the best bet of where to go if we're gonna find it.
The creature is gone. Like it was so fast that it just sort of flashed through, and you again you cannot track it right now. I mean, it's gone. You've no idea where. Yes, you know the general direction, but it's probably going to take a while to go back on the same trail that you came through. I mean, it's gone on the opposite direction already.
Yeah, I think that Audrey will be like, yeah, as a people pleaser, we'll just be like, yeah, I guess if we go that way, we might find something. As to not discourage to not end the adventure too soon.
As you guys are talking amongst yourselves and sort of discussing this on where you want to go, do you want to go to the cabin or do you want to chase this thing? You hear some rustling coming from within the woods, and soon enough you see three silhouettes sort of walk out of it. They kind of look like this, and just give me a second. You see three kids stepping out of the woods. Jet, you probably know them, or maybe all of you, maybe all of you know, especially especially Merrily, maybe you know them as well. They kind of look like this. I've sent their what they look like in the VC chat of our Discord. One of them is the three of them, they're called just give me a second. One of them is Mara. She's a 16-year-old girl with a lot of piercings and hair dyed purple and black. The other one is Muffin, who is a 15-year-old boy with a green mohawk, black leather jacket, and arms full of burns. And he has, and you can see on his arm, he has a lot of burn scars. Year old girl with short blonde hair and long black leather coat. You know them as the troublemakers of the school. They've been skipping school for a lot lately, and they're just known for like making trouble in the school and around town as well. Um, you also know that they have like a small little punk band, and they record themselves and they try to get out into the world, but they haven't found much success yet. They step out of the woods, and Mara um, says, well, look what we have here. Bunch of kids in a forest, all alone. What might you be doing here?
I just light up my cigarette again and be like, Mara, fuck off.
Jet's eyebrows raised when she says a bunch of kids, because I'm pretty sure Mara and Jet are not physically that different.
Mm-hmm.
And Audrey is just like
Well, that's really not the way to talk. Is there to introduce yourselves? You haven't met in a while.
What do
What
you
are you
want?
here for?
Well, I assume you're here for the same business, finding the dog, right?
It's a big
Why do you
assumption.
care about the dog?
Well, we found one of the posters. It says that there's a prize on finding the dog. $25. That's a lot of money.
To do what? Just hit your head against the tree more?
But no, why would I do that?
I mean, that's all I see you doing all the time in the woods.
Muffin sort of steps. Muffin sort of steps. Well, we want we want the money so that we can make a trip to Las Vegas. We actually found a new band over there, a punk band.
Yeah,
Who's gonna?
you're pretty tone deaf. You can't even hold your own voice. What are you gonna do in a band?
You shut the fuck up, okay? What you want to fight right here, right now? Is that what you want to do?
You can't take me on in your imagination. Can you just fuck off from here?
Well, you're three little kids, and we are much bigger than you, and in addition, and he sort of looks towards Spike, and Spike is the sort of very silent, brooding kind of girl, and she just goes into her coat and takes out a knife and sort of brandishes it towards you.
Jet was about to square up, and she comes across the knife, and then she kind of leans back a little bit, and she kind of has that feeling of like, I need an adult. I don't want to be here anymore.
I need to check what's in my inventory again. I feel like I had something before. Do I still have it?
You don't. You lose all your
No,
items
oh,
between
okay.
miscues. You still have
Oh,
your iconic item. But
so
yeah.
only iconic item, and I don't have a hairspray.
No, you don't have the hairspray, unfortunately.
Uh,
So,
okay, so I think I'm going to try to force them to step down.
okay. Before you do that,
Okay.
Mara says, well, let's everybody just calm down. Okay, Spike? This is no way to, act among friends, and we've known Merrily for a while. Say, here's what's gonna happen. The three of you are gonna turn your little asses back and go back to wherever you came from. Play whatever thing that you guys are gonna play, and let us handle the dog. We want that money really bad. So
Why don't we just do a finders keepers, losers, keepers?
Oh, well, we don't care about the money so much. So, like, if we could help find the dog, and if we find it, we can give you the money.
Look, Stacy is my friend. I want to help her. I don't even care about the money. I just don't want them to get it.
make a charm check and give yourself a +1 because of Audrey helping you with the conversation.
Okay. How do I just +1?
I guess just roll charm for now and then roll another d6.
Okay.
Yeah.
I already have 2 successes.
Oh wow. Okay.
And 3 successes.
Okay. Are you rolling? Are you rolling on the VTT because I don't see it myself? Or maybe you know what? Just give me a second. Let me refresh.
Yeah, that was 3 successes.
I don't know
Wow.
why my luck on a single die is much better than on 6 dice all the time.
That's so funny.
All right. So you get to have 2 bonus effects. So I'll just list the bonus effects to you, and you can choose whichever you want. They keep believing in you. You have formed a lasting relationship. They will take risks to help you. They will try to persuade others to believe you. They are frightened, confused, or impressed, or they are infuriated. Um, which bonus effects do you want?
You said 2, right?
Yes, 2.
Uh,
I'll type it all this in. I'll type all this in the chat
wait, I
of our
think I
Discord.
should have it in. You sent it to us. Charm. They keep believing in you lasting. This. So sweet. Yes, infatuated. Okay, I think I'll go for taking risks to help me, and they will persuade others to believe me. They're gonna be my guard dogs.
Okay. She Mara sort of tilts her head a bit as you speak about finding the dog and yourself and then giving them the money. She sort of tilts her head, and she sort of looks at both Muffin and Spike. Spike keeps the knife inside her coat again. Muffin sort of backs off, um, and she says, "Well, if you're going to do the work for us, sure, go ahead. But we're not the ones. We're not like the ones who want to be helped. So what we're going to do is we're going to also go around and look for the dog. But do not forget your promise. If you find the dog yourself, you will give us the money. Or else."
And Audrey's just nodding very quickly. Yes, absolutely. Whatever is going to get us out of this situation right now.
I just step up to them and blow the smoke on their faces.
And Mara doesn't flinch, but Muffin is like, really, really. I thought we came on. I thought we came to a mutual understanding.
This is my understanding. I am respecting you.
Fine, whatever. Fuck off.
Jen is squinching her eyes really hard now because she's increasingly confuddled is the word I want that I can't remember. But she's very confused by Marianne right now because she's
Befuddled?
just realizing that's respect and not an insult. Huh? Okay.
This is the life of the streets.
Okay.
And Audrey just takes out her notebook in her like pocket and just like writes in her notebook, "Life of the streets."
Well, Mara says, I guess we'll see you around. And I'll be there to collect. She looks at Merrily. I'll be there to collect.
Okay,
Right?
you can
See you
go
guys
on
around.
ahead now.
And they turn around and start moving into the forest.
And for the first time since we've encountered these 3 punks, Audrey takes a breath.
Oh no. Girl, you gotta breathe.
Are you okay,
It's-
Audrey? I'm
Yep,
sorry if
that
they
was-
scared you.
It's they were those were the older kids. I just don't. It's wow, the knife.
Yeah, they can be a bit sometimes, but they're pussies.
Okay.
Okay.
No.
I'm glad that you. Thanks for convincing them to leave us alone. I didn't want to stop helping.
Same here. I care about Stacy a lot, and I don't trust them to even handle harm.
Yeah, I agree. I think he'll be safer if we find him.
Yes.
I don't even. Do we really think this dog is still alive? Like, even if there is no
No,
monster
no.
and it's
There is.
it's
If we don't have conclusive information, it's alive.
all right.
I think that
That's safe, I guess.
I think that Audrey thinks that Ham is still alive. She thinks that Stacy probably did hear something in the woods, but got upset because Ham ran off and so over exaggerated what Stacy thought she heard, and so yeah, she thinks that Ham's still alive.
Jet thinks her stomach hurts.
Very, that's very
They're like-
viable too.
She don't like it. She doesn't like it here.
So I'm assuming you guys start heading towards the hunting cabin.
Yes.
Yeah, Audrey is now pro team Axe after seeing the giant creature and also the older teenagers. So she's like, yes, Axe. I'm on board now.
Okay.
I think when
So-
Jet gets there, she's gonna surreptitiously look for a small, easily concealed weapon because seeing that knife it really shook her up.
All right. So yeah, we're gonna cut to you guys sort of, traveling into the deep forest and eventually getting out into a clearing and stumbling upon the hunting cabin near the Red Mountain. The cabin itself, give me a second here. Yeah, the cabin is small, a redwood cottage in a clearing in the woods, like I said. On the east side, there is a door that which seems to be closed or rather locked. The roof is made of wood, um, and there is a lot of like leaves and some water clogged onto it. Clearly, it needs work. There is a glass window towards the west, and the most striking feature of this cabin is towards the northern wall, which seemed to have been entirely collapsed and destroyed.
Oh.
Sorry, one of the
Um,
walls fell? You said?
Yes.
Oh. Hmm. That's safe to
Um,
enter.
Audrey will go over to the wall that has collapsed. Partially in awe because I believe that Audrey's parents are both like white collar workers, probably work in some sort of like science or tech. Probably involved with
Maybe they work with
loop.
the loop. Yeah.
Yeah. So I imagine that she's got she's like a hunting cabin. I've never seen anything like that. My dad would never, and also like thinking really strategically is like, okay, is this a safe place for us to be? Sort of just calculating the risk of going inside before doing it.
Okay. Go ahead and make an investigate check. What are the others doing?
That's one success.
I
We'll
think
get
Jet
back.
is keeping an eye open for signs of Ham because she wants to get this dog and leave.
Okay. You can make an investigate check as well. What about
Cool.
Mary Lee?
Search for weapons, but I can't investigate.
I guess you can still help Jet look around so that
Okay.
she gets a +1 to her investigate
Okay.
check. Yeah. So yeah, as you guys are looking around for signs of
See,
signs
one
of
die.
Ham.
Sorry.
Yeah. As you guys are looking around for signs of Ham, Audrey is sort of investigating the northern wall, which has collapsed. With one success, you realize that this wall didn't collapse because of any sort of natural phenomena. Rather, it has been destroyed. More importantly, you see very large scratches, claw marks on the wood of these broken walls.
She's gonna take her little notebook, which I imagine is just like a field notebook, so like one of those smaller moleskin notebooks, and try to measure the scratch marks with compared to her notebook, and take notes as to what she what she's finding here at this
Yeah.
cabin.
It is whatever it was a very large animal. Not an animal. In fact, as you study it more, you realize that there might have been two very large animals here.
Right, she is just sort of tuned out the surrounding happenings for a moment, and just taking notes now as to the unusual collapsing of this cabin.
Mhm. And what about Jet and Mary Lee? Did you guys roll for investigate?
2 successes.
Oh, interesting. Cool. So you guys have 3 successes. I'll give you 3 successes there.
Wait, I got
Um,
an success by myself. Do I get a gun? just putting it out there, if I
Are you-
can.
If there is a gun, did I
Yes.
find it?
Yes.
Are you guys investigating outside the cabin or inside the cabin?
That's
It
outside.
depends on where the gun is now.
Well,
Inside.
I'll say Jet is maybe investigating outside the cabin, and merely you're investigating inside. So we'll work with Jet for now. So Jet,
Mm.
you have 2 successes. I'll give you the usual sort of success answer, but you also have you can also ask uh, additional questions. Or rather, no, give me a second.
Okay.
Oh, okay. So what you can do with a bonus effect, with an extra bonus effect in investigation, is you can ask an additional question about the clues that you find, or you can use this information whenever you try to do something with this information in the future. You get a +1 to that roll in the future.
Okay, so use it or gain more context.
Yes.
Okay.
Gain more context or use this extra success in the future regarding this information.
Okay.
So which one are you? Which one do you want to go for? Extra context or using this extra success in the future?
Oh. Um. I guess extra context. This is a weird, she's weirded out. I think she wants extra context.
Okay. Cool. Just give me a second. Okay. Just to go back a bit, I'm just gonna clear up the wall thing. Like I said, Audrey, you find out that something attacked and tore down the wall. In fact,
Mhm.
2 large animals did. There are huge claw marks on the wooden debris. As Jet is looking out for any signs of Ham outside the cabin, you find some very odd tracks of someone being dragged deeper into the woods,
Mm.
and some weird imprints as well of a very of a 2-legged animal.
Just like, is it like mammalian? Does it look like hooves or paws? Or just
It looks like, yeah, paws or claws.
ugh, 2-legged.
Yes.
Mm. I don't think Jet has the presence of mind to consider this to be a bipedal animal. I think she assumes it's a large cat that is just, how like house cats can kind of look like their tracks look like only 2 because they can step in their own footprints.
Mhm.
So I think she thinks there's coyotes and also a cougar, and she's afraid. She's genuinely afraid of this cabin because it looks like it's gonna fall on whoever goes inside and sneezes. But she's now kind of like backing away from these weird tracks, and
Yeah. You also definitely
forward.
spot someone, and almost an adult size imprints of this person being dragged deeper into the woods by these tracks.
Ooh. She looks over at Audrey. she looks over at Audrey and goes, "Hey, you know outside stuff, right? What do you think? Can you come look at this?"
Audrey sort of like sort of snaps her out of her investigative trance. It's like, oh yes, of course, and comes over to look at the tracks and is a bit surprised at the claws and the single, this single set of footprints and not like a double set of footprints, and would like to think about what could possibly have made a track like this.
Okay, go ahead and make a comprehend check.
It's one success.
One success. Audrey, again, in the back of your mind, these tracks shouldn't be here. They are out of place and out of time. You've read about these tracks, or rather these footprints, in books in the library, typically of prehistoric nature.
This is just so odd. It just doesn't seem to.
In fact,
add up.
something clicks and you realize that these, and because of the extra success and that added context, you realize that these footprints match exactly the description of footprints of velociraptors. Velociraptors, sorry.
So she's thinking, and all of a sudden she gasps.
What?
Could it be?
What?
I mean, I've heard that these instances where birds were at one point dinosaurs, but I didn't think a velociraptor
say
could
words
still be
in my
alive.
What?
Oh, I'm sorry. I can't be certain. Because my research would need to go much further than this. But Mary Lee, I think we might be looking for a dinosaur.
Mary Lee,
Jen
as
looks over.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I think because Marilee is still kind of like in the half open shed, right? So I think Jet looks over at Marilee as or Audrey says this. She's looking for a way to not look at the tracks again, because she knows if she takes a second look, she's going to lose that biased veil of, but it must be something normal. And then she's also going to be in the crazy place where everyone else is, where things are strange, and she doesn't want to be there. So she's looking at Marilee.
Okay. You look at Marilee and she is going through some stuff inside the cabin. Marilee, as we go back to you, inside the cottage, there is a broken table and some chairs, an overturned oil lamp, and, to your excitement, a rifle.
Yeah, with a whole bucket of bullets.
Unfortunately for you, it's broken.
Oh no!
I have to throw it to hurt someone. Okay, got it.
It's swinging at somebody like a club.
Yeah, so like just hold just bash the butt of it against someone's head. But
Absolutely.
wait, how broken are we talking about? Like, is it fixable broken, or is it half
Is
broken?
it like a little chipped, or
Do I need to stick like a pipe in it to clean it broken, or like?
No. Unfortunately, it isn't. You cannot shoot if you're sort of. No, you cannot shoot with this thing. But yes, you can use it as a club. And if you want to add it to your inventory, you can. Whenever you use this thing as a club to hit someone, you get a +1 die.
+1 die.
Ooh.
Okay. I'm adding it.
So Jet looks over at Marilee for a moment of just normalcy, and she sees Marilee. I'm going to assume holding a gun by the business end, because
She's like studying it, just letting you know she's studying the gun, seeing if she could, anyway, she could make this work.
So yeah, Jet puts both her hands. She kind of threads her fingers together and puts both her palms on top of her head, and she just kind of starts walking in a circle and shaking her head with her eyes closed.
There's more stuff to be found here. So once you're done with that, um, so like I said, broken table, chairs, an overturned oil lamp. In the corner, there's a backpack, a pair of yes. There's a backpack, a half full thermos, what looks like with coffee inside. The floor is covered with frozen blood, and there are tracks leading out towards where you can definitely see Audrey and Jet sort of hanging out and looking at some sort of tracks downstairs on the floor, on the forest floor. Yeah. So what do you do? Do you want me to repeat the stuff that you find? So you find a backpack, a half full thermos of cold coffee inside. The ground around the backpack is covered in frozen blood, or rather dried blood. Sorry, and there are tracks leading out towards where Audrey and Jet are hanging out, looking at some sort of tracks on the forest floor.
So it's the same tracks that have gone out,
Yes.
and they look dinosaurish to me, or can I not tell?
They do look quite odd. I mean, if you would, you don't know exactly what these, I guess, tracks could be, but you definitely see someone being dragged along with all that blood.
And I will eventually say in this conversation that I think that there is a dinosaur for real. So
I think I pick
and
up
we still
the
think the
bag.
dog's alive. Go ahead, sorry.
I think I just pick up the bag and just start following the tracks towards them to show them what's like. So Audrey can take a look at the bag.
You also find a small sort of loose panel in the cabin, or not a panel, but a small hatch on the floor. And you open up the hatch, and there are 5 cans of beans, canned food in there, which look untouched.
So like someone's like what are those people called? Preppers. Somebody's like prepper stash.
Yes. But you take the bag and you probably put all those canned beans in the bag, and you make your way towards Audrey and Jet, and you show them what the backpack holds. It holds some extra clothing for what looks like an adult man, a hand-cracked radio, and a diary of some sort. Also a knife and some fishing gear.
Oh. Interesting.
Does anyone want to keep the knife? I'm keeping the gun.
Jet puts her hands out. Give me that, please.
It doesn't work. It's just it's a big club. That's it. It's just to scare people.
Don't come near me with the gun. Give me the knife.
Okay, here's the knife. You can have the knife.
You sound so sad.
I'm keeping the gun.
Here's the knife. Damn it.
Actually, I think Jet saw her maybe try to like open it, saw that it was empty, and then get disappointed. So I don't think she's too worried about it being loaded anymore.
Yeah, and I don't think that Audrey at this point cares anymore about the gun or a knife. But the prospect of a dinosaur being alive in 1985 and the fact that this might be something like, I think she's scared of the fact that there may absolutely be a dinosaur in real life right now, but also is so excited at the thought of being involved in the scientific discovery of a dinosaur in 1985 that she's just like, yeah, whatever, you guys, the knife, gun, who cares? And this whole time, I'm sure Audrey's been talking to herself and just being like, okay, this is she's like, the tracks seem to be this size, and is like writing it in her notebook. And then they seem to have this many toes and claws, and is writing these things all down in her notebook as fast as she can.
Other than the
Do I make
knife
it? Do I
and
create item knife?
clothes. Oh yeah, sure. Go ahead and create an item knife. It'll give you +1 whenever you try to use it. +1 die.
Thank you.
Aside from the knife and the radio, and some clothes, there is also a diary.
Okay.
I think I give the diary to Audrey and be like, can you give this a look to see if there's anything important?
This sort of takes Audrey out of her moment, because she is nervous that she's not going to be able to read it, especially in front of her peers. So she will open it and see if she can read it.
Okay, I'll share the handout in the Four Seasons chat. Actually, let me just share all this information there, because I kind of want to keep this VC clean. But yeah, I've posted the image of the handout in Four Seasons chat.
With her dyslexia, is she able to discern what is on the page?
Do you want to make a comprehend check for this, or do you want to play this out with just without any checks? Because I don't want to I don't want to sort of do a mechanics thing for this.
Yeah, let's play it without checks.
Yeah.
So she opens, she's still holding her notebook and her pencil in her hand, and so she sort of opens the journal on top of the notebook that she's holding, and she's looking at the words and she's nodding, but with the excitement of the footprints and the kind of like pressure of people looking at her, I don't think that she's able to really successfully make out everything that's happening. I think she probably has that it has dates on the top, and it it's December, so it probably is December right now, and she starts to kind of get in her head a little bit, and she's like, actually, I need to finish writing my notes from this discovery. Do you mind you can just read it out loud, and that way I can help you discern what's happening in the notebook while I finish my own notes?
Jet nods. She's like, yeah. Can I roll to see if I can figure out if because Georgette is the eldest of her siblings. Some of her siblings are still learning to read, so I want to see if she can clock that kind of like, not a comfy place to be trying to skill out vibe from Audrey right now, before she reaches for the book.
I mean, if Audrey is okay with it, I mean, if Amber is okay with it, then I'm fine with that as well. Usually with it's not exactly PvP, but when players try to roll against players, sometimes I usually like to take everyone's opinions. Or do they want to do that, or do they want to have that happen with their characters? If not, you can just discuss amongst yourselves what happened. But if you do, that's fine. You can roll.
I'm okay with rolling. I think Audrey is definitely trying to like mask the fact that she can't read it. She's like she's pretty adept at making up excuses.
Yeah, sure. Then make an empathize check. A comprehend, whichever is. Sorry?
My comprehend is higher than investigate. I get to choose which one?
Oh, sorry. I meant comprehend and empathize. So you can choose whichever.
Also my empathize. I only have one in comprehend. I don't have anything in investigate or empathize. One
So,
success.
one success. Well, what does she figure out, Amber, about Audrey?
I think that she figures out that something is up. There's something beyond, her hands are full, and there's something beyond, like, her hands are full and she's doing something else. There's something about the notebook that she doesn't want to read it, but because I think that Audrey is so used to being like, oh yeah, I could totally read this, but I'm not going to. You can't quite put your finger on it, but you know that there's something's happening where she doesn't want to read it.
Yeah, Jet gets that. Jet doesn't really want to figure out what it is, but she definitely doesn't know. She knows something's wrong, just like you said. She doesn't know what it is, but she puts out her hand, palm up, and just kind of like wiggles her fingers to like beckon for the book.
And Audrey will be like, yeah, sure, please get this book out of my face.
Okay. So she takes it, she starts reading it. I haven't read it yet. I don't know what it says. What does she learn?
Can you read it for the stream?
Sure.
Yeah, read it out loud.
December 12th?
Yes.
December 12th. What has happened is unbelievable. Yet it has happened. I was chased up the path by a creature that I could only identify as a dinosaur. I'm reading as yet, that's why I'm pausing. From the Cretaceous period. The person reading this must think I have lost my mind damn straight. I heard the rock slip beneath its feet while I ran as fast as I could to the bushes on the far side of the mountain. While the creature came closer, had the brush not been thick enough to keep the creature from finding me, I would be dead. I have found this old hunting cabin and made it my base. I tried to make as little noise as possible. Who knows what else is out there? What the hell is this?
So they said, Audrey says it's the Cretaceous period.
Yeah.
The
So
Cretaceous period. Yeah. Sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, Audrey is trying to write as much as she can of what Jet is saying out loud in her own notebook. And I'm assuming the way she writes in her notebook is a much better way of her understanding.
I think Jet kind of surreptitiously tries to look, but I'm going to assume that Audrey is holding the notebook in such a way that no one else can see how she's writing.
Exactly.
But she's curious.
It's just fascinating.
Should I keep reading or what?
Audrey's back to like looking at her notebook and writing things down. So we'll hear the question, but not be in the mind space to answer at this point.
Okay, Jet kind of nods and she keeps reading. I curse my stupidity that I didn't tell anyone that I chose to hike up.
Red Mountain. Sorry, it's a type
Oh, I thought it was red like the color. Okay. To hike up Red Mountain rather than my usual path. They must have started to look for me by now, but how will they find me? I don't have much food left, even though I found 2 cans of beans in this cottage. The rifle is leaning against my chair. I'm writing this in the last sunlight streaming in through the window. How do you have the energy to be poetic at a time like this, my guy? I don't dare to light the oil lamp. I've seen more creatures out there among the rocks. I think Jet starts scanning the area for what this author may mean by the rocks, because now she knows that there's things close, multiple things, not just one thing that may have left after it had its dinner. There are things.
Yeah, right where you are right now, it is definitely the Red Mountain area. This whole area throughout through the trails near the Boulder Beach to to here and north of here, which are the river mountains. These are like very sort of hilly areas with a lot of cliff faces and and a huge thicket of forests around them.
So Jet's looking around and she's not really seeing past the first couple layers of trees, right? Because it's that thick,
Yes.
the forest. And then so she's like in a clearing ringed by trees. There's no, because I don't know why I'm assuming there's a coast nearby, but that's probably incorrect, right? It's just
No,
forest?
there's no coast nearby. It's just forest. Yeah, you've trekked very far away from Boulder Beach, right? So yeah.
Okay. And then the rocks, can she see anything that she can assume? Like, can I roll for that to see if she can see something that she can clock as like, this is what he meant by rocks?
You don't need to roll anything. It's just probably just, cliff faces or like huge boulders here and there, amongst
And
the trees in the
multiple.
forest. Yeah.
Oh, so not just one point of focus. There's kind of like she's surrounded by things that could be the rocks.
Yes.
Ooh, she don't like that. I think she keeps reading now because she just needs to know. She needs to know as much as she can. The creatures have become hungrier. I have tried to hike both north and south, but was forced to turn back. In the north, I have seen a house with smoke coming from the chimney. Oops, I just messed with my mic. But I have seen a house. Oh no, I read the same line twice. But my path was blocked by something unmentionable. I turned back, terrified. I begin to understand what has happened. Someone has used the power of the gravitron to open a time portal to the Cretaceous period. Judging by how many creatures there are, the portal is still open. Within a few days, Boulder City will be swamped by giant beasts. If the beasts survive, life will be changed forever for the people living here. When I worked at DARPA, I met a brilliant but self-absorbed and vain scientist named Diane Peterson. She was fired for her mistakes and her arrogance, but it was said that she left the islands. I remember that she talked about the possibility of opening rifts in time, what the hell, and to retrieve features from prehistoric eras for scientific purposes. I remember we laughed at her. She was very bitter when she had to leave the loop. What is the, and said she would have her revenge. Nobody took her seriously. I think I might be the one who did this. Tomorrow I'll find my way home. Why are the consequences of somebody else's actions now our problem?
This is so fascinating to Audrey.
Jet looks like she's going to vom.
We need to find Diane to find the dinosaur.
Merrily, why don't you roll contact for me?
Contact, okay.
Yes. Also, anyone else can roll contact as well for another thing.
For another thing.
I think that Audrey does not, even if she were to have any sort of contact, because she is too into this.
0 successes sounds about right for Jet right now. Jet is concerned with not throwing up. That's her whole focus right now.
Okay, cool.
Not vomiting everywhere.
I got one success.
You got one success. You
Yeah.
remember the name Diane Peterson. In the summer when you were trying to
Is it
well, yes, you might be correct in thinking that when you were trying to, go against or fight against Donald Dixon, you heard, or rather,
Yeah.
yes, you heard him through his letters and through his diary that he was infatuated with Diane Peterson.
It's her aunt, right? I forgot.
Aoife's character,
Awesome.
right?
Yeah.
Jenny's aunt.
Jenny's
Yes.
aunt.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay. Hmm. We need to go find Jenny now. It's her aunt. We can find the dinosaur.
Jenny?
Yeah, she's my friend. Who hangs out in the speakeasy with me.
You also realize that, I mean, you've probably been in contact with Jenny and
Yeah.
throughout all of this, but you also realize that her aunt hasn't really been around for a while. I mean, you clearly talked about it during the summer and how Donald Dixon was so taken over by her, and he did all of the whole machine, the whole bird mind control thing for Diane. Um,
Yeah.
and
She's
she,
in
she
lots of
hasn't been
it.
around. Maybe Jenny tried to contact her, and she tried to tell her mom about it, but nothing really came out of it. She's just kind of a
Oh.
ghost doing all of these things from behind the scenes.
Do I think Stacy might know anything about it?
I don't think so.
Then can I do another
When you do have
task?
more clues here,
Okay.
there are clear tracks heading deeper into the woods. You also realize that in the diary, the guy mentions another house towards the north, which has smoke coming up
Yeah.
through its chimney. So there might be someone living over there.
Hmm.
Currently, your mission is to find Ham. So keep that in mind. And with everything that is happening, uh, if all of this is true, if dinosaurs really are here, I think finding Ham should be your top priority.
Yeah.
I mean, you think at least that way. Just reminding you of your drive, more or less.
Yes. Yeah. I just we could first follow the tracks and see if that leads to anything, and
Follow
then
the
check out the
what track?
house. The
Follow the
dinosaur tracks.
Why?
I think
To
for the
see if
first
Ham is there.
yeah. And as you say that,
Okay.
Mary Lee, I think that is the first time that Audrey sort of snaps back out of this whole like, hey, dinosaurs are real thing. And he's like, oh, Ham. Oh no, this could eat Ham. We have to find Ham.
Okay, how do we know he's not already been eaten?
We don't. We have to try to find him.
I mean, at least the amount of blood looks human, not dog amount. So
The what? She hasn't seen the blood.
fingers crossed.
What
Oh
blood?
yeah, she hasn't seen the blood. Oh wait, the amount of blood inside the house looks like it's for a human, not a dog.
I want to go home. Out.
As you guys are, well, yeah, go ahead. So what are you doing? So let's decide what are we doing here, and go on a break and resume after the break.
I
Audrey is ready to. Audrey takes Mary Lee's word for the blood, and believes whatever she says at this point.
I
and is,
want to
like,
go. Do you guys
ready.
want to see it? It's a lot. It looks like a pretty painting, honestly.
I think
Audrey
Jet
is
has
like,
already walked over the. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
oh, I was gonna say Audrey is ready to follow the track. And he's like, I believe you about the amount of blood, Mary Lee, and I think the most important thing right now is to follow these tracks, and I think we might find Ham.
I think Jet has gone over to where she saw Mary Lee before. She sees the blood. Her mind gets to a crossroads where she absolutely loses it, but it's a crossroads she's been at before, and she's never gone to absolutely losing it in the absence of an adult that she can defer to. So she goes down to like we got to do something about this. And she threads her fingers together again, presses her palm on the top of her head. She takes a big breath and she goes, all right, okay, I guess we're dealing with dinosaurs today. I think that's the day we're having. I think I'll accept it. I can accept it. We can, okay. Whatever you're doing, I'm here. I'll follow you, whatever. She's like in between, like, I can do this and like, I need to lie down.
Okay, as you all decide to follow the tracks deep into the woods, you do so for about 30-ish minutes, going towards the same direction where the diary says that there might be another cabin or some sort of a person living towards the north. In about 30 minutes or so walking, the tracks lead to a dead body.
We're in Stand By Me.
Who's Stand By You?
A man? Can I see if it's a male or a female?
Yes, it's an adult man.
Mm.
If anyone wants to, the body seems rather fresh. Not exactly too old, maybe a day old or something.
I go start poking at the body
is-
with the rifle and
it.
want to do an investigate with my one die again.
You poke the body, you poke the corpse with your gun. With all the rain that has been pouring, it has become very fleshy, and it certainly smells a bit, and not very much so because it's still a day old. But yeah, there's guts coming out of the stomach, and the whole body has gone sort of gray. And it's
No
also got
clothes?
a bish. Sorry.
Clothes?
The man still has clothes on, but it's very they're very torn apart. The skin itself is very squishy as you sort of press the gun onto it. Yeah, go ahead and make an investigate check.
I want to check his pockets as well.
Okay.
I would expect nothing else from
Oh shit!
from
No,
Maylee.
you failed me. Sorry.
I think that Audrey has taken a liking to Mary Lee because Mary Lee is very opposite of what Audrey is. And so I also want to I'm not gonna dig as deep as she did, but I also will just nope, I didn't help you at all. I'm so sorry. I was gonna be like, do I notice that there's anything that looks like they're in the pockets, but I don't see anything.
The pockets have been destroyed. No pockets.
They ate the pockets.
It's always the pockets.
That reminded me of oops, you dropped your pocket prank.
Yes. Damn dinosaurs ate the pockets. So anyway,
Jet is behind a tree. She's not.
Sorry,
she's not
did you fail your investigate check?
yes.
Oh.
So you have some options here. You can use a luck point to reroll the entire thing again.
You know what? This is what the luck points are for, right? I mean, to do
Yes,
fun.
I mean,
they're to do fun things like check a dead guy's pocket. So
Yeah.
I will absolutely, I will absolutely burn a luck point.
They also
To
refresh every session, so you don't have to worry about them running out.
okay. So I will use one of my session's luck points to re-roll my investigate to see if we find anything in my man's pockets.
Mhm.
Yay!
Yeah, we got one success.
Oh, one success. Perfect. You look through the pockets and you find an ID. This man is Nicholas Evans, the guy who was stated to be missing in the morning news today, 2 days ago.
Oh, that's bad.
The claws, or rather the wounds on his body, are of these huge claws which have just completely shredded through the flesh of this man. Like I said, like all his guts are out, and he clearly bled a lot and probably died from bleeding, or maybe just the trauma of like all the pain and suffering that he had to endure as he was being dragged here by what you assume, or rather what he assumed to be velociraptors.
Okay. So Audrey in science mode. I don't think Audrey is obviously a little bit shaken because she's never seen a dead body in this sort of capacity before, but has read enough science books that it's like this is just a body inside out. So this is about science, and so we need to
We're just doing frog dissections out in the woods. That's it.
Yeah. she's read about them. She's read about them in books. And so she will just be like, put on a brave face. This is for science. And start writing notes about the state of the body.
Okay. So over the table, I just want to make sure that so it's been a good, I think, more than 2 hours since we're running this. So is everyone good for like running for 15 to 20 minutes more and then ending the session, or do we want to take a break here and then continue the session for a bit more than that?
I would be
stay for
okay.
longer.
I think
What?
Sorry, can you guys speak like one at a time, please? Thank you.
Yes. I was saying I think I'd prefer 15-20 minutes more. It's pretty late.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm happy to defer to the group. I have no preference.
Me too. I'm in the Eastern. I'm in North America, so it's 3 p.m. for me. So I defer to places where it is now nighttime.
I would
Yeah,
love to go
I'm
for 15 to 20
sleepy.
minutes more, and then we can let you run off to Dreamland so you can dream of dead bodies and dinosaurs.
Yes,
Lovely.
please. I'd like to just imagine myself going down the Dante's Inferno for a bit.
Okay, so I'll just inform Kieran about this. We'll run for like 15 or 20 minutes more, and then we'll end the session there.
Perfect.
Okay. Kieran knows about it. I mean, I forgot he was in the VC. Sorry. Awesome. So as you are investigating this, you hear rustling coming from the woods.
Ooh.
Yeah, conic item is always on your character, right?
Yes.
I think Jet, in kind of an attempt to distract herself and also partially to like save face from just absolutely losing her lunch behind a tree, is kind of like playing at guard with her hockey goalie stick, like kind of like a big like two-handed weapon. She's just she has her back turned specifically on the body. She's not really facing a particular direction. She's not facing in a specific direction.
You hear some sort of a weird snort and a kind of a shrill voice coming from the woods from the same direction. And after a bit, you see like the birds around who are sort of still around chirping. They immediately go silent, and a moment passes and they just flap. Like you hear the entire sort of the echo of all of these birds sort of flapping away from the forest, flying upwards, as you hear a screeching roar coming from the same direction.
Yeah, everyone, that's not a coyote.
Hell, it's not.
Mary
I need all of you to make a move check as you see these huge shadows, two of them, running towards you.
Oh no!
Oh, Audrey. Sweet Audrey.
Try to push myself to help Audrey, and then Jet could probably lock it out.
Do you already roll movement? Okay, so I don't know why my alchemy isn't working properly. But yes, so merely you roll one success, and yes, sure, go ahead. You can try to. You also have your luck points if you want to use your luck points. But
But
remember, if
I
you
want to keep that one success and try to
yes
push. Yeah.
yes, so yeah, you go ahead and push.
Right.
Pushing means that you take
I'll
one
take a
condition,
condition. Yeah.
yes, and roll and just click on the push thing. It'll roll for you.
I think I'll be exhausted and trying to get her out in time.
Okay, so how exactly are you helping her as you push her, as you push this thing?
Do I wait to see if I get a success or tell first?
Uh, I guess we can wait.
Okay. Um, Wait, my alchemy is okay, got it.
And it
There,
costs
I've
one luck
got
to
two
push.
successes. So the birds are rushing in at us, right? And we need to just jump out of the way.
These are not
Sorry, the
birds.
birds, the
Velociraptors, yes.
yeah,
The
velociraptors.
velociraptors.
Velociraptors, yes.
That. So and we're in the midst of we are surrounded by trees. They do have to like uh weave past trees, right?
Yes, yeah.
So then I think do you think Audrey is small enough to be lifted up?
I think so. I think that
Or
she's
would
sort of
that require a body check?
Either way is fine. Like I said, if you know
Oh,
if Amber is okay with you just lifting her up, that's fine. If you want to roll for
okay.
it, that's fine.
Okay. Then if I can, if Audrey gives me permission, then I can just pick
yes.
her up and run behind a tree, trying to protect her while keeping the rifle in between us and the velociraptor, so it doesn't directly try to get a hit on me. I just like I hear them coming. I put my rifle out against my arm on towards the length of my arm. I pick up Audrey and I kind of just run towards the trees and like
Okay.
hide.
I think Jet also pushed, or did you use
Hmm?
your luck point, or did you push?
Yeah, which oh
So
I thought it
there's a
cost a luck
difference
point.
between pushing and luck using a luck point, because luck point is just you use one of your luck points. Pushing means you take a condition and reroll.
I'll take a condition.
Okay, taking
Is
a
that a bad
condition.
idea?
Well,
You
taking
don't have to take a condition.
yeah, you don't have to, because you also
Okay.
you have your luck
I have
points.
two. Yeah, I'll take a
Yeah,
luck point. I'll use a luck
yeah.
point instead.
So you
And
already rolled. So because you didn't have any successes, we'll just use that as your luck reroll. If
yeah.
your conditions, just check your trackers. Maybe because you pushed, I think alchemy should have given you one condition. If you do have it, just remove that one condition. If not, then that's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll double check.
Mhm. I think it should be in your conditions tracker.
Trackers, conditions. Oh, on the screen. No, I have 0. I have to
Zero
do that
conditions. Yeah, you have to input that yourself. That's perfect. All right, good. So yeah, so Nadi, if you can just add one condition manually
Yeah,
there, so that alchemy can keep track of your conditions. Please go ahead and do that. So yeah, with all those successes, you give one success to Audrey, and you do you pick her up and you run away. As Jet also kind of stumbles a bit in the beginning, but very quickly picks the pace back up as she looks behind, and you see these two ferocious beasts sort of uh, pouncing towards you. You see their sort of very huge teeth, very recently sort of turned red. It almost looks like they've been feasting on something, and clearly looking at their eyes, they are looking to feast some more. As they rush towards you, in this very ferocious and animalistic sort of pounce, you start running and running and running through the woods, as the woods give you enough cover to sort of just run around circles and try to avoid the raptors, but they have incredible sense of smell, and so they keep following you through the woods. After a while, you're quite exhausted, but then you realize that towards the north there is a house, uh, and you look up slightly. There's a clearing that shows that there's some smoke coming from a chimney towards the north. As you guys make your way towards this house, running and running, exhausted and out of breath, you stumble upon sort of another sort of wooded cabin in the middle of the forest. The trail from the hunting cabin, sort of about uh, some kilometers north, you realize that you've probably trekked or sort of sprinted through some kilometers now as you make your way towards this thing into a clearing. It is sort of some sort of a farmhouse in the middle of the forest. It is surrounded by a tall wire fence. Beside the main house, there is a shelter with what looks like some like 19 to 20 odd greyhound dogs, which start barking as you run out from the forest and into this clearing of the farm. Um, in the courtyard, there are two vehicles: an old pickup truck and a tractor. The residential building is made out of wood. It is red with white corners and has a tilted roof. The windows, they look dark except for a glow from the candles. You started at 4 p.m., so it is now late evening almost, because you've trekked so much through the land here. It is late evening. It's already dark, and you're sort of running in the dark.
Okay. Because I was about to ask if there's something like a help action, because I feel like Georgette would try to make sure the two others got over the fence before she jumped up.
There is a help action. You can help someone else, and it gives them a +1 die to their roll. But I think Merrily already used a luck point and got 2 successes. So she can use one of those successes to just help Audrey up the fence.
Okay, good.
So
Georgette just goes up.
Yeah, how does this happen? Describe it to me. As you see these vicious raptors following you, you see the fence, and there is space, that very small space between life and death. What are your characters thinking as they climb up through the fence?
I think Jet climbs up and sits on the fence, and then I help Audrey get on my shoulders, and Jet pulls her up.
For sure.
And then I jump, and she's pulling me up, and I'm just fuck shit the whole time.
I think this whole time Audrey has not said a word. She froze when the creatures first appeared, and ever since then there has been a combination of fear, because she's not very athletic, and is very thankful to be around people who are helpful to her, but is also trying so hard to memorize everything that's happening in this moment, so that the moment that they are safe, she can write everything down. So she's just staring and automatically going through these motions to keep herself safe, but is just eyes wide, locked on the behavior of these creatures, and just holding her pen and her notebook, just ready to write.
I think then, to edit what Sinead said about the teamwork between Merrily and Jet, I don't think Jet sits on the top, because it's like a 10-foot fence, right? It's a very tall fence, right?
Yes, yeah.
I think Jet gets maybe 6 feet up the fence, and then one-handed as Marilee boosts Audrey, she kind of just like grabs her by the back of that her shirt and her rain jacket and gives her a boost with one arm, just kind of like hoists her up. But the book, if she's holding a pen in the notebook, I don't want to throw her over the fence.
I think she kind of like, she like uses her arms to do it. I think she, she can kind of do it with like 3 fingers. Yeah, she kind of just she helps do it, but it's like there's definitely distraction there.
All right, so it's a good thing that she's helping them. So she hooks her up to the top above her, goes over, hops off, and then like at the ready to like be like, you can jump. I know it's scary to come down from there, but I got you. Come down.
Okay. As you do, finally, the raptors, they catch up and they sort of bang onto the fence and they sort of bounce back up. And they stand up and they sort of, glare at you and they snarl and howl in frustration as they try to, with their claws, try to, remove the fence or rather break the fence. But the fence is clearly very well reinforced. And just as soon as they do that, the dogs in the shelter, they start barking even loudly. And just by the sound of those dogs, the raptors sort of start to back up a little bit. As they howl and screech, they turn back and they run into the forest. And as they do, the dogs, they quiet down a bit and you hear a door opening from behind you. As you turn around, you see an old woman in a wheelchair sort of cocking a shotgun. Now, who's there? And that is where we're going to end today's session.
Oh, God damn.
So good.
We survived the velociraptors.
Yee, 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 yee.
Woo!
Well,
We did it.
yes, you guys did. Because if you failed, that would have been really bad.
I would have cried a little bit. Like, goodbye, Audrey.
Yeah.
The kids, well, the kids cannot die. The book
That's
says
true.
so.
That's true.
But you're also dealing with a dinosaur, which means nope. It's just you instantly become broken. If you get caught. But anyway, you guys are behind the fence. Your lives are saved. There's an old granny with a shotgun over there, and we'll see what happens in the next session. I hope you guys had fun.
This was amazing.
Yeah, that was
Thank
great.
you.
Oof. I was genuinely
Yes.
scared.
Yes. Also, we also kind of made it because of all the technical issues. So yes, success on that part too.
We
Yeah.
personally made it. We personally succeeded our checks.
Yes.
Have become ungovernable and indomitable.
Well, that has been our third mystery. I didn't want to name the mystery at the beginning of the session because I wanted to keep this a little bit for suspense. But yeah, this is the third mystery from the 4 seasons of Mad Science, the creatures from the Cretaceous.
Ooh. I was actually hoping there was going to be dinosaurs. I'm really happy.
So, yes, that has been the creatures. That has been creatures from the Cretaceous, and this has been a great session. Like always, I'll be here in 2 weeks. It's been really fun GMing this session, and I'll let everyone else do their outros. You can find me on Blue Sky and X at Articulate Void. I don't usually, post a whole lot of stuff there, but I'm there. If you follow me, I'll follow you back, and if you have some interesting things to say there, I'll be there. But yeah, that's it for me. I'll let everyone else do their outros. Please, everyone, go ahead.
I'm alphabetically first, so I'll go first. I'm Amber, also known as analog_Amber, and you can find me on just about every social media, including here on Twitch as analog_Amber. I am an indie game variety streamer who typically streams on Monday, Tuesdays, and Fridays. I'm currently playing through Baldur's Gate with my husband, Ianya, who's been here supporting us in chat. I am a chaos gremlin when it comes to playing Baldur's Gate. So if you want to see me do things in a completely strange and unusual order, I would love to have you stop by.
Ooh, I'm definitely gonna stop by. That was a great pitch.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm next alphabetically. You're welcome. I have been Chanel Lees, and you can find me around the internet at Chanel Lees, except for on Tumblr where there's a hyphen between the Chanel and the Lees. But if you look at my Blue Sky, I have a link tree link there that could make it easy for you to stalk me around the internet in hopefully a safe and not creepy way for me. I don't have a lot of scheduled things happening at the moment, but right now I'm in my let's try new things era, so things will be popping off. I am here, and I'm also, I think, in another actual play, but I'm too excited about dinosaurs to remember what that is called right now. So check me out and stalk me online and look at all the things and click all the buttons. Boom.
Well, I'm Stonade. I am not really active anywhere except on Instagram for now. And I'm sleepy. Good night.
It is so late where you are.
To be
Good
fair,
night, and let's go.
it is late. It is late. So yes,
It's
thank you
1
so much.
a.m. here.
Yes, thank you so much everyone for playing. We did have some technical issues, but we persevered and we finished the session. We'll see you guys in 2 weeks. Bye bye.
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 Bye.